What's up, guys? It's your boy Motarded coming at you from my new garage. We just moved into a new place, so we got a new nice big workshop. And today I just wanted to do a little build video on my new YZ125. It's actually not this one. It's this one. So I just picked this bike up off Facebook Marketplace for 1,600 bucks. It was a little clapped out. We got a little bit of brake fluid left in there. The rear sprocket was cooked. The front sprocket was cooked. Spark plug was pretty cooked. But besides that, it really wasn't a bad bike. I paid 1,600 bucks and got a clean title with it, which is pretty rare. I feel like you message a lot of people out here and they're like, oh, dirt bikes don't have titles. And it's like, okay, well then why do all my dirt bikes have fucking titles? Like, doesn't that really make sense to me? Anyways, we got it pulled apart right now, and we're just slowly starting to work on it. We pulled the carb off last night and cleaned it. It was pretty fucking disgusting. And she obviously needs a little deep clean in there. So we're going to get that done and get it running right. Right now I'm having one problem where I start the bike and it instantly just tries to redline itself. So we're about to pull the carb off and figure out why it's doing that, what's not seated right, or what the fuck's happening, because I've checked the throttle cable, and the throttle cable is absolutely fine. You know what I haven't tried yet is with revving it. Oh, it might be out of gas now. The throttle cable is definitely working. So that's a good sign, but that just means it's not fully down or something. I don't know. I'm not a fucking mechanic. I really do not work on bikes often. This is all brand new to me. But I am going to figure it out piece by piece and make this minty little trail unit a good little time. The only other thing I've done to this bike so far is put a little headlight on it, a little trail bag, and I've got my spark plug tool in here. Got a spark plug, some pliers, some Allens, zip ties. Should always, if you're at a two-stroke and you're wherever not close to an auto parts store, you should always carry a spark plug on you. It's just good just in case you foul a plug and some stupid shit. My lighting setup is pretty interesting. It's not expensive at all. This is the lighting setup I ran on my 18 YZ125. If you've been following me for a while, you remember that bike. But it's literally like a $12 fucking light bar off Amazon. And then you take this, hook it in your battery here, turn it on, and you have light. And it's super cheap. It's about a $50 setup overall. Fanny pack, light, battery. Easy to wire. You just splice and fucking connect this wire that comes with the battery, and yeah, it provides pretty good light. As far as my plans with this bike, I'm going to keep it fairly low budget just because that was the whole point of this build. Find a cheap bike to go beat in the trails and not feel guilty about beating. I do have a clean title for it, so I think I am going to make it street legal at some point. That's fairly easy to do out here in Colorado. All you got to do is put a headlight, fake little tail light, and a mirror, and this little horn. I've got a super funny fucking horn. So my buddy made this for me a while ago. It's a closed circuit horn. I think I took it off like an FZ or something, but it's literally an RC car battery wired to the switch. But yeah, that passes my inspection every time. So you may be wondering about the other YZ125 chilling in this garage. So this is my buddy Andy's. He actually bought this a couple weeks before I bought mine. He bought his and I was like, yeah, I need to buy one. We need to go ride some trails together. So then I bought mine. But his is sadly a little more fucked up than mine. We've got the head of his bike off right now, and the head was kind of a little scorched and scratched up. The piston looks alright, but it's not great. So we're gonna probably put a new piston, some new rings, and go from there. His was also a budget build. We picked it up for under $2,000, and his has a clean title as well. So this thing will probably also be made street legal at some point. I'm super excited for that day, repping around on these two street legal YZ125s in Colorado. It's going to be a lot of fun. Besides that, we've got some of Bree's bikes. We've got my 450 and then Bree's newest edition, a nice little 2020 250. I've taken this thing to the trails a couple times, and holy shit, it is so much fun. Honestly, I kind of like it better than my 450 on the dirt. I've taken my 450 to the dirt a couple times, and it's just like, for the shit that I ride, it's a lot of power. I do a lot of enduro and trails and fucking technical riding, and my bike just has way too much power, and I feel bad, and I'm slipping the clutch, and blah, blah, blah. I just feel bad for abusing it. But this one, okay, I'm not abusing as much. Like, the clutch is easier. Just the amount of power and the amount of bike is so much better to control on the trails. I really, really, really enjoy it. Anyways, I'm just waiting for my homie to get here, and then we're going to take this carburetor apart and see why it's revving so high when I start the bike. Yes, I know the choke is on. I'm aware. Thank you. It is not the choke. But we will figure it out. All right. The homie has showed up with the Shandinguses, and it is time to pull this carb off. All right, guys, so the Shandies kind of got to me, and I didn't end up filming a whole lot, but I think we've resolved the issue. We put a new throttle cable in it just because I had one lying around from my old 18 YZ, and now the slide goes all the way down and closes fully. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these screws back in yonder and fucking put her back together, and we'll see what happens.
Get this go back.
So we're getting it wrapped up together here. Got some fresh hardware inside compared to these old stripped ass Phillips that we found in it. Bike looks good, bike runs good, and now it's time to ride it and see how it fucking performs.
What?